Ho ho, hello! It's Rob here from drumstheword.com. How you doing? Welcome to this full video song lesson for free. I'm going to teach you a very Christmassy song today. It's been requested over on my Facebook page. So if you want to make your own song suggestions, then please go over there to do so. You'll find a link to the page beneath this video. And currently for the month of December, I'm asking my followers for their Christmassy suggestions. Songs in general, but if you want to suggest a Christmassy song for me to cover in a lesson, then I can do that as well. This was requested, as I say. The song is Merry Christmas Everybody by Slade, drummed by Don Powell. And as always, I've got the full PDF drum chart for you, which you can download as part of this lesson, have it printed out in front of you as we go through this together. All 3 pages, every single note, every single bar from start to finish. And for other hundreds more famous and popular song lessons, then go over to my website, drumstheword.com, and you'll find hundreds more video drum lessons teaching you full songs just like this one. Okay, so we've got this 128 BPM, and it's a shuffle song, so we're feeding the song in triplets, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If we're counting eighth notes, 1 and 2, and then we're going to swing them, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so you can see it's the same number of notes there, it's just we're swinging it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then sometimes Don plays some full triplets, but we'll get to that in a second, how you count that. So the song starts with the intro with just the bass drum, very, very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, that's the quarter note going by. And then on the 4th bar, we come in with our first little drum fill. 1, 2, 3, and 4 triplets. So starting just before beat 4, on the and, if we're counting 1 and 2 and 3, and on the and at beat 3, we come in with 4 triplet notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 triplet 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 triplets. You can see when I go into triplets, I count the full triplets. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 triplet. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. It's the same feel, 1 and 2 and all counting the full triplets. Don't get too confused by that, and don't worry about it too much. It's not a very complicated song for you to count along to, but just understand that when we're playing full beats of triplets, I like to count the full triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So one more time, starting with the right hand. That's the sticking I suggest you use because you come out with the right hand nicely. You could start with your left hand and you come out with your left hand. It doesn't really matter. But I think Don would have played it with his right hand. He plays the same drum fill every time. And I've written it going into a crash in verse 1, but it's a very, very quiet crash on the single. So it might just be the right cymbal he's playing. It's more of a high pitch. It's very quiet in the mix. So if you want to play it note for note for note for note, then play on the right cymbal for all the crashes because it's not a very loud crash on the song, but I'd play the crash. So we get this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 triplet 1. 1, 2, 3 and 4 triplet 1, 2, 3 and 4 triplet 1, 2, 3 and 4 triplet 1. So that's our little drum fill intro going into our first groove. Verse 1. And the main drum beat for the song. Now this is remarkably simple really. Don doesn't do much with this. Without the crash cymbal at the beginning, we're playing a shuffle pattern on the snare drum, single stroke. This is how I think I'm hearing it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. How simple is this? Most drummers would probably play, if they heard this, would probably instinctively play a shuffle rhythm with the right hand on the snare, 1 and 2 and 3. So I'm playing all those notes just one-handed, and then accenting 2 and 4 slightly more. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I'm playing a shuffle rhythm, but on the snare drum, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But that's not what Dom is playing. He's simply playing. Did I say Dom or Don? It's Don, isn't it? 1 and 2 and 3, and there's no accents. All the notes are the same volume, so he's not playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Giving that back beat 2 and 4 a bit more power. He's not doing that. He's playing it all the same volume, so it's very, very held back, very, very minimalistic, but it works really well for the song. So you've got the choice. If you really wanted to, if I was playing this with my band live, for example, then I would play this version. Just because the audience like to hear that backbeat on 2 and 4, and I like to play it. But if you want to listen to the recording, then you'll notice Don is just playing So completely up to you how you want to play it. I don't think either way is wrong, but on the recording, that's what he's doing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, 1. So we get the bass drum, as you heard, pumping on all quarter notes all the way through the song, well, apart from the breaks. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And it starts with the crash cymbal, all the ride cymbals we talked about. 1 and 2 and 3. Just that right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So going in from the first drum fill into the first bar of groove, we get this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 triplet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 triplet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And that continues for the whole of verse 1. We just got 8 bars of that groove. We then go into bridge 1. The melody changes slightly, so I've called it something different. It still could be the verse, but bridge 1. And we get 8 more bars of that groove. Notice there's no crash cymbal at the beginning of the bridge. Very, very held back playing this. And then the very last bar of bridge 1, we get this repeating drum fill where Don plays a full bar of triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So 3 notes per beat there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And it alternates hands, right, left, right, left, right, left. If you start with your right hand, you come out with the right hand at the end of the bar. But leading into it, you might want to practice leading into the drum fill. So bars 7 and 8 there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Don't get confused by the fact that your hands are alternating. So with the bass drum in that triplet bar, you're playing right, left, right. Your alternating hands are going to come down with the bass drum, so don't get thrown off by that. So just practice looping that round a few times. And it does go into a crash cymbal or rides we talked about. But also notice just before we move on that you hear the song and you think he must be building up in volume for that snare drum roll, but he doesn't. He just keeps it all the same volume. Again, if I was playing with my band, this is a live performance, I would definitely build up in volume. Just to give that section a bit more power, but that's not what Don is doing on the recording. He doesn't build it up in volume, but again, it's a sort of a thing that you could do if you were playing it live with your band. So then we go into chorus 1, and it's 4 more bars of just the groove, starting with the crash cymbal. Second line, 2 more bars of groove, and then we get this 4-bar section which occurs throughout the song, where the third bar there, we end with the snare drum from the previous groove, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. We end on 1 there. Then Don moves to the bell of the ride cymbal, and he plays the bell of the ride cymbal on the backbeat on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. The next bar, just the bass drum on its own. We're playing the bass drum on beat 1 and this bell on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. So we go, that's played 3 times, starting with the bar with the snare drum at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last bar, bar 4, it continues. 1, 2. But then we get ready with the snare drum fill that happens at the beginning of the song, starting on the upbeat of beat 3 again, and 4 triplet. And there's no bass drum underneath that this time. And 4 triplet 1. And 4 triplet 1. So you've got to be feeling 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 triplet 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 triplet 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 triplet 1. So let's put that last line in together, because there's a lot, well, for the song that really is the most that's going on. 1 and 2 and 3 bar 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, last bar, 1, 2, 3 and 4 triplet 1 and 2 and 3, and we're into our next verse. So that line up to speed, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 triplet 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, into our next verse, verse 2. So verse 2, 8 more bars of groove. Let's go to page 2. Bridge 2, 8 more bars of groove, ending with the snare drum fill. The same applies to what we talked about a second ago, whether you're building up in volume that Don doesn't. Then we go into chorus 2, and it's exactly the same structure as chorus 1. We even have the 1, 2, 3, 4 being played, but the very last bar, instead of playing and 4 triplet, because we're going into a different section next, he just plays 1, 2, 3, 4. He just plays that last bar exactly the same as the previous 3 bars before going into bridge 3. And bridge 3 is really, really simple. Don is playing just snare drum and bass drum on quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, either hand, doesn't matter, left or right. So that gets played 4 times. The 4th bar though, we get 1, 2, 3, 4. And then starting with the left hand, because you're going to end up with the right hand nicely starting the next bar, and 1. So we got this triplet on the last beat of beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And leading into the next bar, which is 2 more bars of build up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that I would definitely build up in volume, just slightly. But again, it's hard to tell exactly. But I don't think Don is building up. I think he stays the same volume for that whole 2 bar section. So bridge 3's a little bit going on there. Let's play bridge 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, last bar. 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sorry, I counted it wrong. Let's start from the last 2 bars there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So just trust your sticking. And you'll come out correctly. So then we go into verse 3, 8 more bars of groove starting with the crash cymbal. Bridge 4, exactly the same as our previous bridges. It ends with the 1, 2, 3, 4, exactly the same as we had previously. So then to the last page, chorus 3, and we've got a new structure now for the last chorus of the song. It's 8 bars of groove and then 2 bars, where before he was playing during that section, he just continues the groove. So the very last 2 bars are 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a 8, 9, 10 bar structure for these chorus sections, and we're just ending with the build up on the snare drum. So the next 3 lines of chorus 3 are exactly the same structure, 10 bars, the last 2 bars, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the very last 2 lines with the "It's Christmas" bit at the end. We got 4 bars of that groove. The last 2 lines, very, very simple. 1 and 2. The last line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I mean, you couldn't get a simpler ending than that. It just ends on beat 1. 1, 2, 3. No crash, no outro for the drums. That's it. So there you go. You got the whole song there. Not much going on, but then that's what makes this song really cool for beginners and just drummers in general to have a lot of fun with. You've got the ability to play loads of other stuff. And that reminds me, one of my Facebook followers mentioned this under their song suggestion for this, made a joke. Can we add the live version? If you check out YouTube and Merry Christmas Everybody by Slade, type in Top of the Pops or live performance. There's one particular performance we're in the studio with surrounded by lots of fans, and the drums, as in Top of the Pops, the show, what used to happen with the bands is that they'd be miming, and the drums would be fake drums, so you could hit them. So it looked like you could actually hit them and you wouldn't really hear anything. But for whatever reason in studio, you can hear Don play these drum parts, his drum parts, and it sounds awful. And he throws in this triplet drum fill. Just for fun, I'll talk about it. So if we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then what Don is playing on that video is he's playing triplet notes. So he's playing every second triplet note. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, creating this weird pulse going across the beat of the bar, because triplets are split into 3 notes, and if you're grouping them into groups of 2, then it doesn't quite fit and it sounds odd going through, but all the numbers add up. So what he's doing is kind of this. And he's just going crazy. He just does it all the time. Sometimes he does it for 2 bars. except he's obviously had a few to drink, and it's a little bit sloppy the way he plays it. But that's what he does on the live version. So there you go. Forget your name. Whoever asked me to do the live version, I've talked about what he does there. So, any questions, feel free to email me, rob@drumstheword.com. I'll be happy to help as much as I can. Don't forget to download the free PDF that came with this lesson. You've got all the bars of the song, all 3 pages, which you can print out. You'll find a link beneath this video. Go over to my Facebook page if you want to join in this month of December, where I've got loads of free lessons planned, including this one today. And you'll find a link for my Facebook page beneath this video. And then you might also want to consider signing up to become an online member at my website, drumstheword.com. That's what I do these lessons for. And what I currently offer for $97 is a full year's online access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. That's over 400 famous and popular songs. Just like this lesson where I teach you the song from start to finish. You get the fully transcribed PDF drum chart, every single bar, every single note transcribed for you. And like I say, I've got over 400 full video song lessons on the website already. As a thank you for signing up, I give you access to hundreds of little videos teaching you many, many, many famous drum beats, fills, and even drum solos. I give you 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds more famous drum beats, fills, and solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. So you've got lots of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But if you've got any questions about any of that, email me, rob@drumstheword.com, and I'll see you soon for your next free video drum lesson this month of December. Toodle pip, happy drumming to you. Oh, and Merry Christmas.